On this episode of Putting Possibility into Practice, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll be joined by the American Cancer Society Southeast Region. The latest statistics on breast cancer, tips and steps you can take to prevent breast cancer, plus what resources are available from the American Cancer Society for those fighting this disease, and how you can help join the fight. This is Putting Possibility into Practice, and it starts right now. I'm Joe Augustinelli, Social Media Manager at Greenway Health, and welcome to this episode of Putting Possibility into Practice. And today I am joined by Jennifer Howe, the Communications Director with the American Cancer Society Southeast Region in the Tampa, Florida area. Thank you, Jen, for taking time out of your busy day. I know it's a busy time of the year for you guys, but thank you for joining me on this episode.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Let's get right to it with, as I mentioned, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and some of the statistics are just staggering. I mean, this year alone, statistics show that more than 266,000 women are expected to be newly diagnosed with breast cancer. And you have a lot of activities going on throughout the area and the country. What are some of those events the American Cancer Society is hosting?
The events that we host in October are among some of our better known events. We have Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walks that take place in communities across the country. These are 3 to 5K walks, fundraising walks. People can join as individuals, they can form a team, raise money, come and walk with us in October. And it's a great time to not only raise money to fund the mission, but it gives us a chance to celebrate survivors. And remember that that's really why we're here. That's why we do what we do.
And you can certainly check out your community to see when the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk is in your area throughout the month of October. In the Tampa area, last year it was right around the third Saturday of October, and the same thing again this year. It'll be the third Saturday in October. So if you can't take part or did not take part in the walk this year, certainly look out for dates in the future. The money that's raised through all of these events, where does that go?
It goes to fund cancer research. It funds our programs and services that are available for cancer patients and their caregivers. It funds our support services, our 24/7, 365 hotline where patients, caregivers, family members, anybody who's got a question about cancer can call us anytime and ask that. I always tell cancer patients, especially the newly diagnosed, it is a very scary time. And sometimes that hits at 2 o'clock in the morning. They wake up or they can't go to sleep and their brain starts going and they're scared. They just want somebody to talk to. We have people on staff who will talk. 2 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night.
Is it, and we'll talk a little bit about the resources available for those diagnosed with breast cancer, but while we're on that topic, is it a 24/7, is it a hotline, or how does that work?
It is. It's a hotline. They can call it any time, and those are some of our, I like to call them unsung heroes, because they are the people who are the most plugged into all of our programs, our services, the cancer research, any trials that we may be aware of. Sometimes it helps just to have somebody listen to say, or if they do what a lot of people do, they go online and they start reading and scare themselves. Those are the people you can call and say, I just read this on the internet, or my aunt or my cousin or my coworker told me about this thing. Is it real? What can you tell me about this?
And that's an interesting point to bring up too. I mean, obviously 10, 15 years ago, that wasn't the case. So now do you get a lot of people who are calling saying, I saw this on the internet. I saw that. I heard this. I heard that. Is this going to happen to me? It
happens all the time. It happens all the time. And part of that is really good because we now have so much information that is readily available for people. Whereas 15, 20 years ago, they had to make an appointment with a doctor, try to get somebody on the phone, and now all of this information is available online. The double-edged sword is not all of the information available online is good information. So we really encourage people, talk to their doctor, check it out. Everybody has a very well-meaning relative or neighbor who wants to help. People want to help. They want to give you good information. Just double-check it. Our website is cancer.org. They can check information there. They can call us, talk to their doctor. Just be sure that you're verifying the information that you find.
And we hear so much about breast cancer in females. Is this something only women should be concerned with?
It is not. Men can also develop breast cancer. In fact, our estimates show that this year, a little over 2,500 men in this country will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
And are there things people can do? I know a lot of times so much of it's hereditary, but are there things people can do to help prevent the onset or help prevent breast cancer?
There are a number of different things that we can all do to be proactive about it. Diet is important, exercise is important, clean air, all of those things are factors.
And we talked a little bit about some of the resources and support available, the 24/7 hotline for those fighting breast cancer. But I had just heard during a lunch and learn over at Greenway Health about some of the resources which I didn't even know existed. How can somebody get involved in the fight against breast cancer outside of raising funds or taking part in the Making Strides Walk?
We've got great opportunities for volunteers. One of the services that we provide is through our Hope Lodge program. These are hotels, if you will, that we have located near cancer treatment facilities across the country. The closest one to us is our Tampa Hope Lodge. It's right next to Moffitt Cancer Center. These are places where cancer patients and a caregiver can stay for free while they're receiving treatment. There's no income limit or requirement. It's all based on geography. If you live 50 miles or more from your cancer treatment facility, you can come stay at the Hope Lodge for free.
And now when we talk about the Hope Lodge, so if you're staying at this lodge, and I'm thinking, on a day-to-day basis outside of treatment, what kind of volunteer opportunities are there available? Are there people cooking meals? Are there people, taking care of these patients? What type of volunteer opportunities exist for members of the community?
Oh, it's fantastic. This is when we find out how giving the Tampa Bay community is. We have volunteer opportunities for individuals and for corporate groups. If you've got a church group or your company, individuals can come in, they can help us staff the front desk. They can do some chores around the Hope Lodge. We have to, keep the place clean and operational. A lot of corporate groups will come in and fix dinner for the residents, or they'll cater dinner and serve it, spend the evening with the residents. We've got a woman who bakes cookies around the holidays. She'll come in and throw this big cookie party for the residents. Come in, sit down, visit with them. It's wonderful. I go up there as often as I can because it's such a great reminder for me why we do what we do. And to meet the families going through this, but that's a terrific opportunity. Yeah.
And talk a little bit about some of the other resources available for those diagnosed with breast cancer. I'd heard about the Road to Recovery program.
Yeah, that's a terrific one. Road to Recovery is one of our transportation options where we train volunteer drivers to take cancer patients to treatment. A lot of people don't think about the time that's involved in cancer treatment. Chemotherapy is time-consuming. Radiation, for example, can be more time-consuming. A lot of patients have to go every day for weeks, sometimes months. You may have all the family and friends in the world, but they might not be able to take that kind of time away from their families or for work every single day to drive you to treatment. Our volunteer drivers will come and pick you up. They will take you to treatment. They will wait for you if you want, and they will drive you back home again. And it is phenomenal to see that kind of relationship that develops. A lot of the drivers say, number one, they get a lot more out of it. Sometimes they think than the patients do. But number two, they develop these relationships, and sometimes we'll have the same driver take the same patient to treatment every day for months. It's amazing.
And then how about patient navigators?
Patient navigators, this is information that we provide at hospitals that give cancer patients kind of sort of a one-stop place where they can keep all of their information, because it comes at you from all different directions and it's hard to keep up with everything. So we try to give them, here's a packet of information for you that's specifically tailored to your needs. Even for patients who don't have that particular patient navigator, one thing that we all recommend for newly diagnosed patients in particular is get yourself a 3-ring binder or a folder or someplace that you can keep all of your data, all of your information, any reports that you get. because it is absolutely overwhelming. It's overwhelming for anybody on a good day to try to keep up with any kind of records, whether it's your tax records or your medical records. But when you're also struggling with a cancer diagnosis, it's real easy to forget things. And so staying on top of it, having one place where you can keep all of your information can make a world of difference too.
And how can people get involved, seek more information about some of the volunteer opportunities that we discussed?
Our 1-800 number is one of the best ways to do it. It's 1-800-227-2345. That's kind of a clearinghouse. I tell people all the time, even if you're not sure if that's the right number to call them anyway, because if they don't have the answer, they'll direct you exactly to the right person who can help you with anything.
And for more information on the American Cancer Society, I invite you to visit their website at www.cancer.org. I want to thank Jennifer Howe, the Communications Director from the American Cancer Society Southeast Region, for being my guest on this episode of Putting Possibility into Practice. Keep up all the great work you guys do, not only in October, but throughout the year at the American Cancer Society.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
And for more information, as I mentioned, on the American Cancer Society, you can visit their website at www.cancer.org. Greenway Health is proud to be a supporter of the American Cancer Society and an active participant in the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk here in the Tampa area and in walks in communities across our offices and their locations. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we hope you will take some time this month to learn more about breast cancer awareness and the ways that you can help fight the disease for those who are fighting the fight. I am Joe Augustinelli, the social media manager at Greenway Health, and this has been another episode of our podcast, Putting Possibility into Practice.